What's happening, everybody? Welcome to an episode of my R&B review. Album I'm about to review today is Prince and the Revolution, Around the World in a Day, 1985, on Paisley Park, which I believe was the first album he has done on his record label and under Warner Brothers. You guys know who Prince is, Prince of the Revolution. I reviewed Prince's Dirty Mind, Controversy, 1999, Purple Rain, Sign of the Times, Diamonds and Pearls, Love Symbol album. Yeah. Okay. Singles albums known for are Raspberry Beret, Paisley Park, Pop Life, and America. Alright. Of course, Prince and the Revolution produced this whole album. So there. Okay, so let's take it back to 1984. Prince had just released Purple Rain, and it was an album, blockbuster success. Soundtrack was dope. Movie was dope. I mean, this was like really he was getting into his peak at that time. Because, like I said, like, 1999 was his breakthrough album. But this just cemented his success, if you ask me. Okay, give me 1 minute. Just had to reply to an email. Okay, yeah. So I had to reply to something. Now, you know when like an artist drops a huge album, people were like, we want a sequel to this, or we want a similar sounding record. Well, you're not gonna get it with this album for a couple of reasons. One, believe it or not, this album was recorded. Well, actually, they were working on this album before Purple Rain, and this was originally supposed to come out after 1999. Just think about that for a minute. If he had not released Purple Rain, just think like 1999, then Around the World in a Day. Like you just can't picture that. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, and so 1985, yeah, 1985. Prince made like headlines when he said, "I'm not gonna do any live performances or music videos anymore." You know, kind of like how the Beatles had like from like 60, I think 66 to I think 69 or 70. Well, the year they did that rooftop concert, which was I believe 69 if I'm not mistaken. Like we rarely saw live performances by them, and yeah, and I'm gonna get into more of the Beatles when I'm discussing this album. And so with this album, it was kind of like a departure from the Minneapolis Sound. And I don't think I mentioned what the Minneapolis Sound was. It's um, basically funk music, um, basically funk music with like you don't hear horns, you just hear like synthesizers replacing the horns and stuff like that. And like it was for a while how Prince and like people like at the time, um, who else? Like Bandy Six. Of course, like he produced practically all those albums. Like they just had their own sound, and that's what I loved about like Prince, like in that time, because he just had his own sound, and people were trying to like duplicate it. Most notably, George Michael kind of duplicated that sound. If you listen to Faith album, you'll know what I'm talking about. Um, that's no shade to George Michael. I like George Michael, But yeah, and so this album was released. Now, the album originally came after a demo. Wendy and Lisa did Around the World in a Day. They did a demo. Prince heard it, and that's when they took it on from there. Another thing you might notice about this whole album is the fact that this album was not promoted well. It had like a low key promotion because Prince said like he didn't really want people like making it to like a beat like a Purple Rain 2, so he just want to catch the audience a surprise, you know. So yeah, for around 1985, this album came out. Pretty dope cover. Had like a very psychedelic tone to it. Um, yeah, I always loved this cover for some reason, you know. And you know, when this album came out, a lot of people were kind of saying it was sounded like the Beatles' Sergeant Pepper. And from what I looked up, Prince was not really a fan of the Beatles like that. There've been reports that he was not a fan of the Beatles like that and stuff like that. And a lot of people were just still like if you listen to the album and you listen to Sergeant Pepper. Personally, I do not really think they kind of sound alike. I mean, how can I put this? How can I put this? I can see what people say it, but personally, I don't see it. You know. Yeah, dope cover. Of course, he had lyrics for songs. Yeah, so all the lyrics and stuff like that. And people, the personnel of this album included Prince on lead vocals and various instruments, David Coleman, who was Lisa's brother, um Jonathan Melvoin, Wendy and Lisa, of course. Speaking of Wendy and Lisa, they did their thing on this album. Like they helped compose like the majority of the songs too, and you can really feel like the chemistry they had. Like out of all the albums Revolution have done, this was probably their best single album with Prince, both of them. Um, Susanna Melvoin, who I believe she joined the band around this time. Novi Melvoin. Oh, and she was on Wendy's twin sister too. Bobby Z on drums, of course. Brown Mark, bass guitar. Dr. Fink on keyboards, dope keyboardist. Brad Marsh on Tambourine on America. Sheila E., who of course she joined the band around the Purple Rain time, and her first appearance was actually on the B side too. I forgot which B side. I forgot which B side it was. I can't remember right now. Eddie M on saxophone, Susie Katama cello, Sid Page violin. Yeah, the rest of these guys are like more outside musicians, but yeah. All right, so what else do I need to talk about? Is there any more I need to talk about? No. So, oh yeah, another thing too. Well, you know, I'm gonna wait till I finish at the end. Okay. So, 9 songs. You guys know how I get down. Track number one, Around the World in a Day. Pretty nice way to start off the whole album. Um, Judging from the sound, you can tell that you weren't expecting no Purple Rain 2. This was gonna be a straight up neo-psychedelic kind of joint. So, and believe it or not, this is the only Prince related track to give credit to David Coleman. So I thought that was a good look. I like this song because it had like an Indian influence kind of sound to it. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's still Prince. You know, he still has that funky edge to it. Track number two, Paisley Park. Um, that's another dope track right there. I mean, I like the whole upbeatish tune, the upbeat tone. And you guys should know he named the studio after that a few years later. Very catchy song. What I got from that is kind of like a utopia-ish kind of song, utopia and stuff like that. Oh, and the B side, she's always in my hair. One of Prince's best B sides. Check that out. I might try to post a link to that if I find it. Um, then we have Condition of the Heart. Love, love, love this song. Main reason why I like this song is because the piano on that, very, very dope piano by Prince and stuff like that. Um, it's probably one of his most underrated ballads because I never hear a lot of people talk about that ballad like that. I mean, they talk about Beautiful Ones, they talk about Adore, which is probably my favorite Prince song. But I never hear a lot of people talk about Condition of a Heart. I mean, it's not like his best one, but still a very dope choice, very nice song and stuff like that. And by the way, if you ever get a chance, go and watch the Love Sexy tour. He did a piano medley, and yeah, you will be amazed. He added this song and Raspberry Beret on a piano melody, and it's sounding dope as fuck. Speaking of Raspberry Beret, the next song on this album, um, this is probably the first song I've heard from this whole album. One of my favorite Prince songs, it's talking about how he met this girl, and what really caught his attention was that she wore like a raspberry beret, and he became attracted to her for that. And the music video, very dope music video by the way. I mean, you have him. It's basically kind of in a way recreated the album cover, and you have all these like cartoon images. Probably one of the most underrated music videos I've ever seen. I don't hear a lot of people talking about that. And I kind of feel that Aha, they were kind of influenced by that when they did a Take on Me video. I mean, I don't know. I think that came later on than the Prince one, but yeah, very dope song, dope video, classic. Then we have Tambourine. Um, Basically it's a sex song, and it's probably the most funkiest and aggressive song on the album. And one thing I liked about this whole song was Prince's bass playing, and he added like those funky ass drums and stuff like that, and it created a different sound, like very, very dope sound. Now on the song, I'm kind of really confused by the lyrical content about the song because what I got from that, I mean, of course it's a sex track, but the way he's like, I want to play your tambourine, I want to play with my tambourine. I don't know because he said he saw this girl in this magazine, and I was just said playing with my tambourine, like, because he might be talking about masturbation, of course, but I don't really know. I mean, you guys leave something on the comment below. But still, it's very very dope song. Like that song. Um, America's the next song. Kind of like one of his most political tracks. He's talking about the nuclear war and things of that nature. A little trivia. The There's like a longer version of the song, but I think it has yet to be released. I don't know if it was released or not, but yeah, they said like there's a more longer version of the song. And if you listen to the beat, it kinda sounds like "Baby I'm a Star" if you really listen to the beat closely. And yeah. Oh yeah, and the 21 the longer version actually on the 12-inch single. So yeah, I thought I'd throw that out there. But yeah, America, that's a pretty okay song. Yeah. Then Pop Life. My opinion, the best song off this album. And it wasn't really easy picking a best song off this album. Okay, Pop Life. First of all, I love Sheila E when on the drums. She did a thing on the drums and stuff like that, and she shines some more during the Parade album, which I would do possibly later on or tomorrow morning. I don't know yet. Um, and even Prince did his thing on the bass on that song. What I got from that song, he's talking about like materialistic things, like how we shouldn't let certain things like bring us down and like look for the brighter side of life, basically. There's a little trivia about that song. Little towards the ending, you hear like a crowd booing and stuff like that. There's a wide speculation that Prince added that because I think I talked about this on the controversy review. He opened for the Rolling Stones and he got booed off and things of that nature. So yeah, I mean, I think like, so I think people think that he threw that out there and stuff like that. Other than that, very dope song. Love that, love, love, love that song. And all my Tupac heads should know about that song too. Then we have The Ladder. Dope Sax by Eddie M, by the way. Um, it low key, lyrically wise, it picks up where Purple Rain left off. If you ask me, it has a very dope, pretty dope sound right there. Pretty dope song. I mean, it's not one of my favorites, but still, it's like still, I still would recommend it. And when you released it, they did their thing on the background vocals. And the last song is Temptation. Um, that song was it was okay, another okay song. It's kind of a weird way to end the album because Prince is having like a conversation with God, and yeah, Prince have a conversation with God and stuff like that. So yeah, kind of like a weird way to end the album. And that's all the time I have on this album. Ugh, I think I can't talk. Okay, not his best album, but if you ask me, it's probably one of his most important albums. The reason being is because he kind of went against the status quo and basically said, "I'm not gonna do another Purple Rain. I'm not gonna do another. I'm not gonna like do what people want me to do. I'm gonna do what I want to do." So I respect him for that, like for going against the grain and doing something very different. Now, do I feel that this is a classic album? I don't feel like it's a classic album because I don't feel like it's a classic album though, but I feel like it's a damn good album. Cause let me get. When I first heard this album, I did not like this album one bit. I was kind of like, like. But over the years, it grew on me over the years. Especially the fact that he went against the grain and he combined like a lot of different world aspects, different world cultures of music in this whole album. And also, I like the fact how Wendy and Lisa, like their chemistry was still going stronger than ever. So yeah, pretty dope song. Now, there was an interview I read this morning about how Jimmy Jam, who of course you guys know him, one half of Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis, used to be part of the Time, so on, so on. He kind of criticized this album because he felt like he reused some song concepts from Purple Rain with this album. Now, Princeton's guy, he won't release the same album twice, and I kind of feel like this. I kind of feel like he was right and he was wrong. Cause yeah, there was some song I kind of feel like some songs they did kind of sound lyrically, content wise, they sounded like very similar. Like for example, where's this one song at? I, like the latter was kind of like a Purple Rain where it left off. Tambourine was kind of had like a Darling Nikki vibe to it. Yeah, so I can see where he was going, but at the same time, he added like a little twist to it. So yeah. Other than that, um, I would still recommend this whole album. I mean, yeah, I actually copped this album yesterday, so yeah, so and yeah, very good album. I would highly recommend it. Highly recommend it, but don't expect the Purple Rain 2. That's all I'm gonna say. And that's all the time I have. Stay tuned for more reviews and all that. Peace.